Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here. I have another little package in the mail. No games in this particular package. It is from the Retro Computer Shack. So I'd like to give them a good plug because we have some cables for the retro computers. Yes, they're all in there, it's the invoice. So first we have, for the RetrogamerVX I and the Atmos, a SCART cable, and requires a little bit from the power cord there to power the SCART. That's a nice gold connector. And next we have, and this will fix some issues with capture from the Atari ST, so we have one for the Atari ST. That one doesn't require any power. Another nice gold connector. They do a good job with their connectors. And then last but not least, it's a bit more complicated, this one is for the Amstrad 6128464 Plus RGB SCART lead. Now this one has an extra bit, which is this little box here, which I didn't actually realise come with it. So it's an actual power supply. It uses a normal power cord there. So it's an actual Amstrad power supply. So I was actually going to use the one from the Spectrum Plus 2, but now I can use that one. So not bad, nice, good, high quality cables. So what we'll do, we'll plug some of those in and give them a try and see what the quality's like. Alright, I'll catch you all later. Right, here we go with the Atari ST capture. Now, all part of the DVR and capture, I do lose a little bit of quality, but I'm actually quite impressed that you can get both the low resolution and the medium resolution mode on the same connection. So we go into preferences. You can see we have both low and medium available. Now normally you wouldn't be able to get medium on a TV, you have to use a monitor, so it's great that you can use both. Just makes the, if you're using the more professional applications like word processing and things like that, the low resolution's a bit too low for that and you need the medium, so I'll change it back to low. I think I lose a bit of quality on the monitor here. The picture looks a lot better when I turn off the DVR in the middle, causing a little bit of interference, but it's still quite good. Now I've popped in a a demo disc at random. So here we go, it's a demo. Let's see if we can run a demo. Sorry, my double clicking, it's not that flash at the moment. Keep on moving the mouse. Actually need a mouse pad. I've got a white piece of paper at the moment. Minimum 640 by 200. It's interesting. So it's an actual demo that uses the medium resolution. Probably should have fired up my hard drive as well, but I have a few more things on there, but I've just grabbed some disc at random. Okay, so we've got a data entry form. It's all a bit boring. Whatever it is. Sorry, I've got a bit of echo. I haven't of the virus killer. So it's a demonstration of a virus killer. Yes, there were viruses around in the Atari ST days. So we'll try another one here, which is a Atari ST user disc, and it's actually got a game on it. Let's reset, it's quicker. Okay, Defender demo. Same problem moving the mouse when I'm trying to click. Bit of compression used. Didn't actually plug a joystick in either. But it'll just demonstrate the graphics a little bit. We're getting a bit of a double echo. Sorry, I didn't turn off my capture. Can't seem to fire with it. There we go, a bit of fun. Probably needs a joystick plugged in, but there we go. The AV cord works very well, and will allow me to go through more of my Atari ST games and do some more gameplays about all the wavy lines. Alright, let's move on to the next system. Okay, so we've got the Oric Atmos hooked up, and as you can see we're getting a lovely stable picture. Now I really need to try it by loading in some software or typing another thing. Now I had to hook it up to my Hammer AV selector. It wouldn't work in the automatic switching one because I suppose because it's a powered SCART, and I reckon that automatic switching one doesn't like powered SCART ones. But at least it doesn't. Yeah, so I've just got to pull out a SCART connector and put it back in to run this one. That's all. So it was only the Amiga 500 one that I pulled out. So it works quite well. I probably should have typed the listing in so we can maybe run that colour display application and see what it's like, but I might do that at another stage because otherwise it'll make the video too long. Now I did make a wee mistake. The one I got for the Amstrad, I got the wrong cord, so I'm going to have to order the other one. But I mean, the power supply should work fine anyway, and plus I've got that double cord that I got with it that allows it to use the Spectrum power supply. So plenty of power supply solutions for the CPC, but I still have the wrong video cord. So probably a couple of weeks before I can afford to do that because I'm a bit skint at the moment. So I will get another one soon. But anyway, just a quick demo of each. Wonderful stable pictures, so that gets the Atari ST sorted, the Oric Atmos and Oric One sorted as far as AV is concerned. And inspired by Steve Benway and his directly outputting WAV files from the computer to the Oric Atmos, I might try that as well. That is as long as one of my tape cords work, because I don't have a specific Oric one, so I might be stuck there too. Anyway, alright, I'll catch you later. Right, decided not to be lazy and give you a bit of a demo here, so I have a listing out of the Oric's handbook that demonstrates the colour of the Oric, and it should show how good a picture we're getting out of the RGB cable. So there's the listing there. It's, use direct poking into the screen to actually draw the colours. Now, interesting enough, when I've got the DVR in between, you get a nice capture, and I don't get as good a picture out on the monitor. So when I'm using it just for my own sake, all I have to do is turn off the DVR and it does straight pass through, and I get a lovely stable picture. So this is demonstrating how you can put colours close together and mix them within the limits of the Oryx colour capabilities, of course. So there we go, there's the colour range of what you can do on the Oryx, and a good demonstration of the monitor. Alright, I'll catch you all later. Right, RetrogamerVX asked me to describe what this little box here was that was underneath the Atari ST. I've actually moved the Atari ST so we can get a better look at it. This is the Atari Megafile 44 cartridge-based hard disk drive for the Atari ST range. Interestingly enough, this actual case design is very similar to the Mega STs that came after the STs, which I actually owned one of those. I used one of those to publish the magazine that I used to write. You could add one of these to one of those as well, so that's why the case is similar. But they work perfectly fine on original STs. This is a 1040 STE, and it's plugged in via a DMA cable. Sorry, I've got the Commodore sitting on top. There's enough light, so there we go. We have a DMA cable going in the back of the unit. Wait for focus to come back. Alright, so it uses cartridge hard drives, which are the same as used on a removable hard disk. You could, they use standard cartridges, they're nothing special. So by SideQuest, the Macintosh also had these. So recently I picked up some spares. I haven't actually tried them out yet, but there is a 44 megabyte one. It's the same size as what's in there, and I also have an 88. I picked them up in the same auction. So we'll just have a look at one of those, rather than removing the one that's in there. So opening the packet, you can see, removing the literature there, you can see it's a hard drive single platter. So it's good to have a spare if anything goes wrong with my current one. Although I would still like a solid state solution for the ST one day, and then maybe I could back up some of the stuff on the hard drive. So as you'll see from the startup process, so we turn the hard drive on first, switch around the back, you just give it a couple of seconds to spin up. There we go. Green light, it's ready to go. So now we turn the ST on. So we're just going through the boot process with the ST. It's checking for anything in the floppy, and you'll be getting video output now. And hopefully I've shrunk to a window. So it runs a couple of programs on startup. One to change just a couple of little patches to GDOS, and to set the clock, I've got a clock battery card in there. Although I believe, not that I've ever worked this out, there is actually a battery. Sorry, I've lost our focus. A battery compartment here, although there's no tabs in it, so I would say you were able to add the same thing to this device as well. Sorry for the really bad camera work there. Alright, I'll flip the camera around and we can have a play with what's on the desktop. Okay, so we've got the desktop up. I'll reach all of the mouse and I've got my seat. So we have the original A and B drives here, and then the hard drive. Now it's only a FAT 16, I think it is, so the partitions can only be a certain size. So you open up the C drive here. Gym windows can only be resized from the bottom. And there's a few things. in there we've got a couple of things, a couple of games, but most of this boot edition is to do with boot things. So we now auto run. We've run basically the hard disk driver and the GSOS extensions for printing and things like that, and the folder 900 allowing a larger number of files and folders. It just patches things, and the clock thing. Now let's demo some stuff. I'll just change to low resolution. And we have some art programs on here. Oh, I think it was right at the start, sorry. I can't find my original Neo Paint disc, so at the moment I've got this, shall we say, hacked menu disc. I do have a lot of discs though, so I'm more than likely to have a proper copy of Neo somewhere. So this is Neochrome. This is an early paint program that came out with the Atari ST, so it's the one I'm used to. It's got a weird interface, but you've got a right and left click to do the different things. So if you right click on here, that's loading. So these are the assets for, I can't remember what's in which file, for Pixidus 2, which I thought you might be interested in. So these are the art assets for Pixidus 2, which was under development on the Atari ST and the Amiga, before I got sidetracked. So, I'm just going to draw a load. I think to press escape, that's right. It's been a long time since I've used this. The person who did it for me was fascinated with insects, by the way. So there's the main ship sprite. Pixidus, a couple of drone shapes there as well. I've still got to figure out, I can get these files off the machine, but I have to figure out how to convert from Neo format to another format on the ST, because there are virtually no external programs that support the Neochrome format to convert from. So if I can use one of the other paint programs that will import a Neo format, I'll then be able to export these assets onto a cross-development environment. So this was just concrete, so this is just literally ordered some concrete shapes. More going on the insect side of things. So we're going for a very organic feel with the Pixidus sequel. Explosions, that's always nice. These are working animation sequences. As you can see, working with a hard drive makes things much easier. You can also tell the person, I mean, I didn't do these, by the way, this is a friend of mine who did these. I'm working on an intro sequence. Anyway, so that's Neochrome. I don't know how to exit Neochrome. So I'll reset. So there's a really quick overview of the hard disk. It makes, just makes working with a system like this with a large number of files a lot easier. I worked with a hard drive for a couple of years on the Mega ST. Did have the monochrome monitor, which doubles the vertical resolution of the resolution you're looking at the moment. And I use desktop publishing to produce the magazines that I produce. I suppose we can't do any sort of demos without doing at least one game. So one more demo before we see a folder called games here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay. These are probably just demos. Fix medium res. It means that if you're in medium res when you run it, it'll actually work it out. Yeah, so I haven't got a joystick plugged in at the moment, so it's a bit of a Defender clone. There we go, it's just demonstrating the loading of the hard drive, so I'll probably do some more gameplays off the ST now that we've got our SCART cable and I can do a bit of capture. Alright, so thank you very much for watching this video and I'll catch you next time.